Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, y'all? The Dallas Cowboys have made their cuts today. Is there some surprises? Maybe. Texas Nation. Hey, Esau, y'all better hope y'all standing on something this year. Y'all better hope y'all standing on something. No, we see y'all. Yeah, we'll get y'all. Yeah, it's all good. But yeah. The Dallas Cowboys have made their cuts. We're going to go ahead and dig down. But first, I kind of want to make a remark. I want to make a quick remark. I know I know a lot of people may be getting infatuated, like, they T-Dub. I I know we may be celebrating certain names and certain movements, but I've been pondering on this for a little while. I just ain't said nothing yet. But I've been pondering on this. It seems to me that the Dallas Cowboys is patching up a team for this season. It seemed like they're just patching up a team. And this is why I say that, right? So Jerry Jones chose not to make pretty much any necessary moves that he knew we was going to need. Like you can't be that oblivious to not know that we need certain things that we did not address. He chose not to really address running back, especially that D line, like, and so on and so. Like, there's a few positions, right? And this is where I came to the conclusion that, all right, so look, so we're relying on Phillips, uh, Linval Joseph, and possibly because I heard that Carl Lawson was going to come back after the cut, so possibly Carl Lawson in a rotation, right? So we're pretty much going to rely on people who just came a week or two ago to give us contributions all over the 17. Some don't sit right, right? That's a lot of expectations to have for a lot of our new cats. A lot of expectation. We're going to be putting in a lot of young pieces. And I don't expect all of these young pieces to be playing like vets straight off. I don't. We're going to go through the ups and downs of having these young guys. And then plus these vets, like seeing the state of Mozzie, seeing the state of your D tackles, the state of your defensive ends. You got young linebackers who ain't never played pretty much before, right? Overshown, Leofow. You got an old ass Mike linebacker, pretty much your only Mike linebacker seem like on a roster. I think of what I seen, Buddy Johnson on there, young, and then you got soft ass Damone Clark. I don't know, man. Now I know they expecting Zim to be making some moves, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's cool to have a young team in my eye. Like, all right, cool, but like, we pretty much asking these young players to pretty much play big time from week one on, right? We got rookie center, rookie left tackle. You really ain't got like no starting, like you ain't got no experience at wide receiver pretty much. It's all new guys other than Cooks and CD. I don't know, man. Like, you know, now I'm not trying to down, like, I get everything. It's like, with the Cowboys, right, lately, at least at minimum, right, the last 10 years, just like when you got high expectations, they disappoint you. And when you got low expectations, they rise above the low expectations. Now, I'm not saying that these young players won't develop to be something in the future, though, but that is asking a lot early on. and not giving them a bridge to, come through and like, cause like for instance, right, to go back to the D tackle, I love Linval Joseph, but Linval Joseph is old, and Linval Joseph is not going to play 30 snaps a game. That's just not about to happen like that. Jordan Phillips, right? Like if we had Linval Joseph 5 years ago, all right, cool. But this is a Linval Joseph that we only gonna get at maximum probably 20 snaps at maximum. Jordan Phillips, like I said, he's a talented player, always been a talented player, especially coming from Oklahoma. But he is a hot and cold player. When he's hot, that boy is balling. But when he's cold, that boy is high. He ain't get like his big ass be getting moved off the ball. So I mean, Carl Lawson, a solid player though, but it's just like a lot of our team is new, and we got to mesh. We ain't got no preseason. Pretty much the defense played the preseason, but we ain't got no preseason. Right? It's going to be interesting week 1. That's what I'm going to say. It's just going to be interesting, right? It's going to be interesting, you know. And losing Deron Bland, right? Like I like Izzy personally, but this is going to be a new role for Izzy. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Noah Brown on the street shot anything. You pissed over Hendershot? I T-Dub, I thought he was actually probably going to make the team. And when we go over the roster, probably gonna talk about that a little bit. King said Young is good, cheap is good. Young is good. Cheap is definitely good, especially if it's surrounded by something. But my thing is, what is it surrounded by is the question. I guess we're gonna find out in about a week and a half, huh? I love that Simone backer we got. If he can go ahead, right? If Zimmer can just give him simple assignments, I need you to blitz here. Hey, yo, just on this one, hey, just worry about the flat on this one, right? Just worry about this area. Just keep it so simple. Just give him one job. I remember my brother was talking about this. Just give him one job. I think he could excel by simplifying his job, right? Because one thing I did see in the preseason that I like that probably none of your linebackers did last year, he came through at times. I seen him feel, so that was good to see. So evidently, Zim is putting a mentality in his team to like, yo, I don't want no soft boys on this team. Y'all need a man up. We ain't about to get punked. If you get whooped, hey, so be it. But we not about to get punked though. I even man, I was just on Twitter, right? Looking at them hit the sled. And I was looking because somebody had made a statement in regards to Mozzie on how he looked lazy and how Marshawn Nealon was actually playing, was doing that drill with energy and with pop. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's just something with this Mozzie mentality that just I don't. It's something about him. And then when you go ahead and go to Micah Parsons for guidance, like that's the wrong man to go to. Like if I look for real, like if I'm Mozzie Smith, I ain't talking to nobody but Linval Joseph and Mike Zimmer. I ain't talking to nobody else. Because Linval Joseph is what you were supposed to be. If we just being honest. If we would have got Linval out of him, first round pick justified. Right? We talking about Linval with the Minnesota Vikings. If we got that. In our reality, if he had that size, who knows? But man, his size is just killing him right now, man. It is. Edoga and Clark definitely should have been on the street tonight. That's because school have been traded. We only keeping them because we used the second round on them. Hendershot never got opportunities here. And hey, And the Chiefs seeing something in him. I think he probably gonna do decent. When they get into them double tight situations, I think the Chiefs probably gonna do something with him. You know, it's always eye opening when an organization like the Chiefs, like the Chiefs could have let him get cut, but the Chiefs was like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna send you this because we really want him. They seen something in him, and like I said, I thought, to be honest with you, from the makeup of what I thought that Hendershot was going to get another shot. I personally did, you know. But let's dig into this roster, right? Because this actually probably going to be my first time really looking at it, though, because I've been busy. I ain't really get to look at it. Caleb Fairley, Foz. That's the corner, right? Is that Virginia Tech? Refresh my memory. Is that Virginia Tech? I'm not. I'm not. Or is that's not LSU? That's Virginia Tech, ain't it? You gotta refresh my memory on that. Cause usually, like when I okay, yeah, because usually when I think about a player, I think about how I thought about him in college. Would I give him a shot? Because I heard he was going through some things that I didn't know, right? Because you look at the play, and sometimes, like I said, like I had mentioned plenty of times before, sometimes a talented player don't make it because of the mindset, the mentality, It ain't because he ain't had a talent. Sometimes the mentality, and sometimes, you might see a lesser talented player maybe go ahead and carve out a role because he had the proper mentality. Caleb Fett, would I give him a shot with the current makeup of the corners? I would see what's up. From what I remember, I would see what's up. I would see what's up. I, I, I mean, I don't think it'll hurt. Bland out for 2 months. 2 months, that's a long time. Anything could happen. I know Israel been banged up a little bit. Trayvon Diggs coming off that major injury, and you got, if I'm not mistaken, I seen Booth, the rookie. Nah, yeah, you know, shoot, they already make a patchwork. Why not see if you can find some decent vets to be some fill in? It's kind of like what's his name? Is it Sterling Moore? I think when he was with the Patriots, just came in off the street and just gave him quality snaps at corner. Sometimes you luck in like that. Sometimes you miss. Now I'm not gonna say all of our free agents ain't gonna contribute because I believe like Linval, if he's able to stay healthy, I believe he's gonna be huge for this team in the limited snaps that he's gonna have. The wild card to me is Jordan Phillips because if we can get him the ball like he had that 9-sack season, shit, man, we might not be saying nothing. Sterling Shepard out there, even when he got them injured, I would take a risk on that too. I don't think it's a risk. You know, that's somebody I would be interested to, Rich. That's somebody I would be interested in too. But let's look at this. Let's start with the offense. So we got Dak, Cooper, Trey Lance. We all can agree that there's really we ain't really got nothing against that. See, the thing about it is like now, like the way the roster is, from what I've seen, the rule book is like if both of your quarterbacks got hurt, you're able to go ahead and play the third one. That's why the third one dresses. So it's crucial that you have three. And shoot, regardless if Trey is the backup or the third, having them on a roster, man, I think that's a need. I'm not even gonna say it's a want now. That's a need. You don't. I believe in Trey. I know I may. A few people may only agree with me. I know a lot of people. They some Dak lovers, and man, look, I believe in Trey. That's where I stand. Okay, running back Zeke, Rico, Deuce. I'm not surprised by this trio. To be honest with you, I'd have been pissed if Deuce Vaughn was cut because to me, and I stand on it, Deuce Vaughn is the best back that you got on the team right now. And I believe he's going to show that this year. Now I've seen that they brought in Dalvin Cook. Hello, what's going on, man? I seen that they brought in Dalvin Cook for a little visit. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the first things that came in my mind. Maybe some of y'all thought this. Maybe some of y'all might have thought something else. This what came in my mind with Dalvin Cook. I don't think they're gonna sign Dalvin Cook. This is one of the reasons why I didn't think they was gonna sign Dalvin Cook at first because of the special teams aspect, right? More than likely, your second, third running back need to be contributing something on special teams, right? You know, Enrico's going to contribute on special teams. And if you having Dalvin Cook and Zeke, who was going to contribute on special teams, especially with Deuce Vaughn making the team, who was going to run down on them kickoffs. So I think special teams was a huge thing in the decision of keeping Rico Dowdle as a second. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe much in Rico. This is why I don't believe much in Rico. If you let a running back start the whole year and you didn't give him no push, the people didn't believe in you to be able to get meaningful snaps and take snaps from the wide receiver at running back that we had last year. You ain't that good. You ain't that good. You was not that good, man. I want Frank Gore Jr. I'm interested. You know, I don't think that would hurt one bit. I'm interested. You know, especially since, on this roster, Ezekiel going to be your main dude. Now, he ain't going to get 20 carries a game, but he's going to be your main dude toting the rock, at least starting off until, unless he show that he ain't it, and that's possible. I honestly, to go back to the Dalvin Cook, I honestly think that he's insurance for Zeke. If Zeke don't pan out and he just suck, I think they will swap him in for Zeke. I think they'll make Zeke fake an injury to go ahead and save him the embarrassment of getting cut. And I think they'll put Zeke on injured reserve, and I think they'll bring Dalvin Cook in. Yeah, I honestly believe that. They're going to need to start a GoFundMe when it's time for Micah to get back. Man. Oh, Ridgeway got cut? Vanilla Gorilla? Hey, I honestly knew that was going to come as soon as Dan Quinn came up over there. So they got the fullback, Hunter Lipke. That's special team fullback. I mean, I'm not surprised with that, But yeah, Deuce Vaughn, I had made this statement earlier. If you got Deuce Vaughn, you playing fantasy and you ain't drafted yet, and you definitely got PPR, your last little couple rounds, draft Deuce Vaughn. Draft him. He's going to give you your explosion, right? He's going to get touches, especially when we start getting toward that middle of the year. Deuce Vaughn going to come alive, if not quicker. Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one, y'all. Trust me on this one. I'll tell y'all about Fergie. J-Hop. Trust me on this one. You playing fantasy, you might want to go look at stash him up at the bottom. You ain't got to play in week 1, but toward that middle, he going to come alive. Unless you pick him up before he start getting steam. All right, so we carry 6 wide receivers. CD, Cooks, Tolbert, Brooks, Turpin, Flournoy. I'm not surprised by that. Especially the last couple games, Flournoy pretty much was like, I don't think y'all guys want to cut me, because if you cut me, somebody going to pick me up. And seeing that they drafted him, using draft capital to bring him in, and he started showing some signs of being alive, I'm like, I didn't think they wanted to lose that, right? I don't really expect much from him, like in a season, if he's even activated. But one thing I can tell you is that, this ain't surprising. We knew Brooks, man. I've been rocking with Brooks, man, since she came. I knew Brooks was going to make this team. But who knows, eventually, like I said, like when I look at this and I look at the talent-wise on this wide receiving core, Jalen Tolbert is the least talented to me on this wide receiver core. He's the least talented. But they gonna rock with Tolbert. They already invested mentally in him. So they gonna give him every shot to fail. So I guess they're gonna rock with it. So I'm not surprised by them keeping the six. Here's where I am kind of, this is interesting. When we get to tight ends, Ferguson, of course. Schoolmaker, we knew he was going to come back just off of him being a second round pick. But John Stevens, and Span Ford, they carry Ford. Now, here's my thing, right? The talent with Stevens, we're not denying that. Stevens got some talent, especially getting upfield, right? But this is where I thought that Hendershot was going to make it again. You know, I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have been a Hendershot in Stevens, you know, but carrying Stevens, I would assume that he's going to be activated. So then we would need this is what I'm thinking. Like, look, if if Stevens gonna come into his own, I'm expecting. Like I said, I'm not saying that these two was on that level. I would expect some vicious two tight end. I'm talking like Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. That's where I'm at in that, right? If you got two tight ends that can make plays, you can be all right with not having an elite wide receiving core. Let's just say that. You can if Stevens step up and produce down the field, the inexperience that we got a wide receiving core won't matter. It'll be interesting to see him. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably gonna go back and look at this film. I'll be honest with you. And looking at the film, I didn't pay too much attention, like as I did the other positions to the tight end position. But from what I seen live and even on the film, like bringing Span forward, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Right? I didn't watch every snap, but the snaps I didn't watch, the snaps I did, I didn't see it. Now I know they spent a little money on them, but evidently they ain't tripping on that because they traded up some to go get Eric Scott. And if I'm not mistaken, he ain't on this team. So they probably thinking Brevin Span forward is gonna be like what's that tight end that 6'7", 6'8" tight, what's his Parham, Donald Parham, he was with the Chargers. Unless they probably viewing him like that. See, if there's gonna be times where he may be activated, he better be a hell of a red zone threat. I better be able to throw that ball up and you snag that. And you better show much improvement in the blocking game. See, my thing with him is that your leverage, right? Since you 6'6", 6'7", is these defenders gonna get underneath you? That's my thing with him. If he can find a way to get leverage, then okay. But you know, in some of the blocking that I seen, man, I ain't see too much different from Schoolmaker. Now I did see, I think it was on that run. If I'm not mistaken, it was on that Trey Lance TD run where he had got a piece of a person. I mean, that's cool, you know, being downfield and making the right block. That's cool. I'm not going to go ahead and speak against that though. But my main thing is I don't care how the league has gone. I want somebody in line that's going to dominate. That's going to get ugly in them trenches. I don't like, look, with Stevens, that's where we're going to go ahead and get the downfield. But Span Ford, if you're going to be available, man, I need somebody in line that's going to really put people on their ass that really love to block, like Kittle. Kittle love to block. I need somebody like that. You ain't got to go ahead and give Kittle when it comes down to his receiving ability, but I need somebody who's going to put somebody on their ass. That's what I want. And the shot went, yeah. He said John Stevens sucked. Flournoy better than Tobin. I agree. We need I believe so too, Hoodlum. I believe we need another tight end. I mean, another wide receiver too. We don't have the creativity at OC nor the QB to utilize two tight ends to actually run routes and catch. We always going to use one to block. That's a good point. Good point. I'm big on Florida. No, he can do things that Tolbert can't do. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. And you would think, cause you know, cause you when I think about Mike McCarthy, I think about his days in Green Bay, right? I think about when he had Jermichael Finley, right, and how he used him, right, and that's kind of like what he'll do with a J Hop. But then when I looked at like Andrew Corliss, right, he didn't really start really kind of like being more of a being in the office till like Jermichael Finley got hurt because Jermichael Finley was always hurt. But when he played, he was a very talented tight end, but he was always hurt, and they didn't use he didn't use that second tight end that well to me. So yeah, T Dub, I can agree with that because like a lot of like I said, we very familiar with Mike McCarthy even before he was a Dallas Cowboy, and some of the things that he believed in, well, a lot of the things he believed in, and he did, he's doing the same thing here in Dallas. Same thing, same thing. But all right, let's look at this offensive line. We got Guyton, Smith, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, Bass, Brock Hoffman, Awesome Richards, Matt Waletzko. All right, look. Look, hear my thing. I agree pretty much with this offensive line. All right, so here's my thing with Waletzko. Coming in, I seen it in him. I did. I did. I'm like, he got injury. He had injury problems. Y'all remember what I used to say about him? He had injury problems. I know he had to get stronger, but he had the length. But man, it seemed like that man regressed for some reason. And I think his only saving grace, potentially, is because he has experience at both tackles. And Awesome Richards don't. And you have a lot of players that can swing in on the left side. And Hoffman was going to make it off the rip by being a backup center because you needed that. But you have a lot of flexibility other than right tackle. Ain't that funny? Like, if Waletzko wasn't here, you probably would have to consider Zach Martin if something was to happen. And we know Zach Martin don't want that. So Matt Waletzko made it just off of flexibility alone, to be honest with you. Hopefully we ain't got to see him. But if he did, man, he better show that potential. Because he got it in him, y'all. I'm not gonna not say that. Like, he got it in him, but look, I'm about what I see. I'm about the future. I'm about all that. And from what I seen, I thought Waletzko should have got his ass cut, just like with Ball. And you could have just brought one up in here. You could have just brought you a swing tackle like you been doing. But from what I'm seeing with the asterisk, since Adoga is hurt, you could potentially he could probably take that spot when he come back. That'd be interesting to see. All right. D-line. DeMarcus Lawrence, Osa, Mozzie Smith. They got Micah Parsons at D-line. That's funny. Marshawn Nealon, Jordan Phillips, Linval Joseph, Chauncey Golston, Tyrus Wheat. I'll be honest with you on there. I'm not surprised by any one of that. When Tyrus Wheat came in, right, and I seen like the physicality that he was bringing that back, I'm like, I like what he do. And then he came. Then they put him at in, and yeah, I'm not surprised, especially the way that Fehoko was playing. Muhammad and it was. I know he suspended or something like that. so he wouldn't have been able to play. I'm not surprised by this. He won't be active more than likely, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by ghosting. See what I see from this defensive end position this year is a lot of defensive ends that's going to be committed to stopping the run. Now, when it comes down to pass rush, I mean, who gonna give me pass rush? Tank a little bit. Micah. Hopefully Phillips will get up in there and use his quickness inside. And hopefully Marshawn Neely can go ahead and use what he got inside when he rushing 3 tech on third down. That's it. Osa give you something though, but I wouldn't consider Osa a pass rusher though. But Osa will give you something. Look, this year, our pass rush ain't gonna be like last year. There's gonna be times where he gonna heat it up. A lot of the times, I'm gonna tell you what, you probably gonna get a lot of pressure than usual from your linebacker position. And I'm talking like, even though they got Micah as a defensive end, I'm talking like when Micah line up in multiple spots, especially coming from linebacker, sending Morris Lua foul on the blitz. Like I think Morris can get you about, to be honest with you, the way Zim called things and the way he comes off the blitz, I think Morris can get you about a good 3-4 sacks. To be honest with you, from that linebacker off blitzing alone, I think he can get you 3-4. I honestly think he can. Willie though is the question. Terminator. That boy phone not gonna have wide receiver too by me. I heard Cowboys. Okay, they made claim fairly. I think Rich was talking about him earlier. Yeah, I'm with him giving a shot. Flournoy definitely, he got opportunity. He got opportunity. He got opportunity. That's for damn sure. But the defensive line, I wouldn't be surprised if they went on ahead. Maybe not now, but down the line, go find us some more pass rush help. Because I think they're going to need it. Micah, not enough. Tank getting a little older. Now, he give you a little something, but ain't nothing that I want to rely on. And shit. Micah think he one of them top dogs, though. But you got to understand, man, like Dan Quinn really helped that boy out. We ain't have like one of the ones though, but we have multiple people that can go ahead and win quick. And Sam Williams, that's the number one injury that hurts. Because the way I see and the way I think about this defensive line, I would think about it in a whole different light if Sam Williams was here. Because I knew Sam could at least give me about 6 sacks. Not even including the pressures. I knew Sam could at least give me 6 this year. I knew he can. I know he could. That hurt. That hurt tremendously. That hurt tremendously. Joseph gonna be a bit, yes, absolutely. Watch that getting it. Man, if Dak a so-called MVP candidate, it don't matter what we got out there. Dak need to be sitting over there making people better. If Cowboys get that 55-60, I'm done because he not Terminator. I'll be sick as well. I ain't even gonna lie. I will be sick as well. I will be sick as well. But linebackers, Kendricks, Damone Clark, Overshown, Leofow, Buddy Johnson. That was interesting with Buddy Johnson. I'm like, okay. They believed in him enough that they didn't want to lose him, huh? So that was kind of interesting. That was an interesting, but all the other linebackers, not a surprise, even though I'm not a fan of Damone Clark, quite personally, I don't even think he should be here. He's so soft to me. Like, I don't know if Zen gonna be able and then Some of the snaps that I seen in preseason when he did play, it was the same thing. Getting washed out, like it's a mentality. It's him. Like I'm looking at a rookie, right? Morris Leofau, right? Now, of course, he had his rookie mistakes, and there's some things that that I said about him in the draft, and it's still going to stand true to this day, and I'm standing on that. But like I said, if you give him one job, I think he can do that one job good for the team. But when it come down to filling, Damone Clark is the softest linebacker that we have on this team thus far. Soft as hell. I was looking at him trying to fill a gap. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, family? Soft. Soft. No matter. Say, look, with new coaching or not, soft can always be soft. And Damone Clark is soft. And it'll take a lot. It'll take a lot for me to get up on here and tell y'all that he done changed and for me to give him his props. He would have to be playing like a madman because I just don't like that soft ass mentality that Damone Clark got. Especially like you playing linebacker, a position that pretty much every damn play you gotta hit. You fighting damn near every play. And for him to come with that mentality that he got at linebacker, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'm expecting a lot. We're going to have to expect a lot from Overshawn this year. That's for damn sure. Kendrick's going to have to stay healthy. That's for damn sure this year. But looking at the corners, you got Diggs, Lewis, Carson, Mukwamu, Booth. Now, of course, we'll have Bland when he come back in the fold, but that's 2 months. When I look at this corner position, I think you're going to have to add one. I don't trust Booth. Like, Booth to special teams, right? Booth to special teams for sure. So I get that. I'm not going to argue against that. Mukwamo's going to be in there, but Kalen Carson, is he ready? Is he not? Quite personally, I don't think he's ready right now. I don't think he's ready. I think, especially with the 2 months that Bland is gone, I think you need to bring one in. I think you need to bring a corner in. Because it's going to be what? Mukwamu, Diggs, and Lewis out there majority of the time, right? Somebody got to play some nickel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I hope they don't do the thing in regards to playing Lewis on the outside if they have two corners out there. I hope they don't do that. Keep Lewis in the inside. Let him do his thing in the inside. You know. Just going to be interesting, though, to see Mukwamu in that thing full time. If Caleb Carson had to play the fourth corner, I mean, I guess you ain't got no choice, right? At this point in time, you ain't got no choice. So I guess, since they're doing a youth movement, I guess you could throw them in the fire. But quite frankly, I would be the one. I would go get one. I'll go get one, to be honest with you. I will go get one. 4D tackles is worrying. I think the way that they see it, though, Solo, this the way I see it, right? This is the way I think that they see it. We got our regular D tackles, and some of them not going to get them snaps because I'm pretty sure that they're going to rush sometimes Micah inside, Tank inside, kneeling inside. So, and they're going to bring blitzes in with the linebacker. So I think that, I think versatility was a big thing in regards to the decision making with that. But I agree. I would have, to be honest with you, especially with the uncertainty of Mozzie, I would at least see if I can carry Rodgers. I would at least did that. Or let's see if they pick up somebody. Like, we'll see if they done willing and dealing. Safety, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, Wanye, Marquise Bell. I don't think we have any disagreements with that. I think we already knew that. As safety is probably one of our strongest. Shit, probably is the strongest position to be honest with you. Yes, that and yeah, at least that I know. Like I know what I'm getting. I know what kind of consistency I'm getting. So when I look at that, yeah, probably safety. And of course, we got Anger, Aubrey, Trent Sieg, CJ Goodwin. See, oh, okay, CJ Goodwin. Cause I know he had that bicep last year. Okay, let me see. Did I think was there anybody that surprised me that got cut? I wouldn't say surprised, but like I said, the only one I probably would say is Hendershot. Hendershot will probably be the one. But everything else, it's pretty much on point of what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it was. I wonder if he's going to get claimed. That's interesting. He at least played himself to be able to play on the team. They probably lost him. They probably lost him. If they didn't, they better bring him back in the jiffy. Okay, so I just seen something right now. They said Dalvin Cook is expected to visit with the Colts after workout with the Cowboys. So I'm pretty sure the Dallas Cowboys, like if the Dallas Cowboys had intention on signing him, he would have been signed. I think they kept it real. They was like, look, if Zeke ain't panning out, you're gonna be the one. So I don't expect for you to wait, but if you do wait, this one could be possibly in the fold. Because I think in the back of their mind, I think that they don't have total confidence in Zeke as far as his ability as a runner consistently. I know they'll probably be able to rely on him as a pass, as a blocker in the backfield, and maybe catching a little bit in the short yardage situations, and catching the football a little bit. But as a runner, it's gonna look a whole lot different because even when they were trying to hype him up at practice, I didn't see that burst. The way that they were trying to hype him up with that burst, I ain't see it. I ain't see it at all. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I will give. I'll probably give Quinn some forgiveness if he sent me one of them Bama boys over here. I'll forgive him. I forgive him. I will forgive that man if he sent me one of them Bama boys up over here. I wouldn't say nothing one bad thing about him no more. If he give me one of them Bama boys. But until then, we ain't rocking with homeboy. Hand a shot for a conditional 7 round from Cheese. He has to play 3 games. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's a good point. Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's a good point. Good point. Will he play 3? I had to look at their tight end situation. I mean, for them to want to give him up and give him a shot, I would say I would think it's safe to say that he probably can get a 3 out of that. Let's hope so. Let's hope. Okay. Watch Quinn and Commanders get him. Yeah, man. This is what we rocking with, y'all. Season pretty much here. It's gonna be interesting. Looking at the schedule. Let me go back and look at the schedule real quick. Give me a second. All right. We got Browns, Saints, Ravens, even the Giants. Like the Giants got a good defensive line, man. Steelers, Lions. We got some tests, y'all. We better be ready to play some football. That's all I'm gonna say. 49ers, Falcons even gonna be better. Eagle, that's division. You got Texans. Commanders gonna be interesting. Got Bengals. Panthers gonna be a tad bit better. Buccaneers been playing some decent defense. Like I hope this team ready to play some football this year. Because if we just going off of what we know about this teams, no, I mean, of course, stuff happens, right? All the time. Like, so, just like we thought when we seen the Jets, we were gonna play with Aaron Rodgers, stuff happens, right? But from what it is right now, boy, this team better be ready to play some football. And for what it is right now, foe, if you want this contract that you say that you desire, you best to be balling. I don't give a damn who you got out there. Because I remember Antonio Romero Romo making LaRont Robertson better. Didn't he give him double-digit touchdowns? I remember him making players better. I remember all the good quarterbacks who people want to put at the top. They make wide receivers better. They get the most out of wide receivers. So, Dak, if you claim, well, I don't think he got confidence to claim. Well, let's just say for all the people that love Dak, if he is what you say he is, then he gonna go out there and make these boys better. You see, I remember Aaron Rodgers at times maybe one wide receiver and just throwing the running backs, and he made the most out of that. Every quarterback that I seen that was at the top of their game and I had to do more with less did that. So if you talking about you want this paper, then you need to show something. Quite honestly, unless you bring me to a Super Bowl, I don't think you deserve to get. I don't think you should get that. I think we should move on. It's gonna be interesting. Got to see production, yeah. I'm not sure if he has the Jets active or actually playing the games. Okay, I'm about to probably look into that and see. I'm probably gonna have to look into that. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. This is, to be honest with you, this is year of the Dak. Year of the Dak Prescott right here. You got some good teams on that roster on that schedule, and you need to play some ball. It's either put up or shut up on this one, Dak Prescott. The ball is in your part. We gonna see. But all right, y'all, man. I just wanted to come through and look at that roster with y'all real quick and see what was going on. I guess we see what's going on. Hey, unless they make another move or two, this is what we rocking with, y'all. Let the games begin. But all right, y'all. To the next one. I'm up out of here.